Good morning, my dear students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. So I'm here again with the next topic of our this chapter. It is very interesting topic. So our topic is the rock cycle. Today we will study about the rock cycle, how this cycle is interrelated and interconnected, and how this cycle goes on and on. Okay. So let's read first. Then it will come to the diagram. Okay. Now, when heating, melting, erosion, deposition and chemical action, one group of rock lead to the formation of another group, and this cyclic formation and development of three types of rocks. Okay, this cyclical formation of three types of rock, we call it as the rock cycle. Okay, now after being broken up, igneous or primary rocks are the first formed rock. Okay, igneous are the first rock which are primarily formed. Okay, after being broken down into sediments, so they broke down into sediments by the weathering, erosion and transportation. They broke down into sediments by natural processes like weathering, erosion, and these are deposited and compacted to form the sedimentary rocks. Okay. Now, after being subjected, then when they are subjected to great heat and pressure, when they are kept in great heat and pressure, okay, and igneous and sedimentary rocks are transported or transformed into metamorphic rock. They both transform into metamorphic rocks. Okay, then sedimentary rock may be buried. Again, sedimentary rock are made of sand. Okay, they are not so core. Okay, not so hard, so they are made up of sand, so they may buried again inside the earth. Okay, again inside the earth again, and melt down to heat form, and they again go inside the earth and they can melt down into the heated form the interior of the earth, and again form the magma. This sedimentary again forms the magma. Okay, so metamorphic rocks may be broken down. Metamorphic rock may also broke down into sedimentary due to the natural forces, later forming sedimentary rocks, and even buried again to form a magma. They can also bury to form a magma. So thus a cyclical relationship exists between the three rocks. So between these three rocks there is a cyclical relationship which may exist. So the entire process is powered by the energy. So all these process is powered by which? The energy which is given by the sun. Okay, which is given by the sun heat, the energy which we get from the heat of the sun, and evolves process both on the surface as well as in the interior of the earth. Okay, it evolves the process both on the surface of the earth and the interior surface of the earth. Okay, so this rock cycle, that's why it is interrelated with each other. So firstly, when the magma comes out from inside the earth in the form of volcanic eruption, okay, in the form of volcanic eruption, when they come out of the earth, then they cool down and they form a solid form. They form the solid form, and those bring out to be as the igneous rocks. Okay, so these igneous rocks, when go to the process of weathering, erosion, transportation, deposition. Okay, so they give to the form of a new rock, that is the sedimentary rock. Okay, then these sedimentary rock are igneous rocks. When they are kept under high heat and pressure for long years, then they form the metamorphic rock. Okay, then these sedimentary rock or the metamorphic rock, they can after many years ago, the metamorphic rock can become the sedimentary rock, and the sedimentary rock, because of the process of weathering, they can mix with the soil and they may buried inside the earth, and when they go inside the earth, they with the extreme heat under the earth, they again form or convert into a lava or the magma. So that's why all of these are interrelated and the cycle goes on and on. That's why we call it as the rock cycle. Okay, students? So this is called the rock cycle. I am repeating it in short Okay, first of all, magma is formed because of the volcanic eruption. Then, that magma cools down and they form the igneous rock. Okay, and these igneous rocks, because of the process of weathering, erosion, and transportation, they convert into sedimentary rock. And these sedimentary rock or igneous rock, when they are kept under heat and pressure of the sun, then they convert it into the metamorphic rock. And these sedimentary and metamorphic rock, after many years, they bury down again inside the earth, and because of the extreme heat inside our earth, they again convert into the magma, and this cycle goes on and on again. Okay, clear? So this is the rock cycle. Okay, which cycle? This is our rock cycle, which is going on and on. Rock cycle, which is going on and on. So next are the uses of rocks and minerals. Okay, next topic and the last topic of this chapter is uses of rocks and minerals. So rocks and minerals are used in many different ways. Okay, so they are used to make roads and houses and building materials. Okay, they are used to make roads and houses and building materials. Okay, then minerals such as natural gas, coal, and petroleum, they are sources of power. They help us in creating different sources of power. Okay, now rocks with minerals, rocks which contain minerals, okay, which mineral contains, are used in different industries. They are used in different industries for making different things. Then the chemicals found in rocks. Some rocks are there in which chemicals are also found. So those rocks are used as the fertilizers. So mainly these are the main uses of rocks. So let us read. Rocks are composed of different minerals which are of immense value to human beings. They are of immense valuable to us human beings. So they are used to make roads and houses and various building materials. Then minerals such as natural gas, coal, and petroleum, okay, or fossil fuels are sources of power. Then besides rocks have also made agricultural possible. Okay, rocks are the only one who have made agriculture possible because they convert into soil. Okay, and they decompose or degradation of soil. Okay, now rocks with mineral contents like ores are used in different industries. For example, iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, and etc. Now, chemicals found in rocks are also used as fertilizers. Okay, the chemicals which are found in rocks, they can also be used as the fertilizers. Okay, so many rocks contain fossils. Many rocks contain the fossil fuels, and they also give us the information about our past also. Okay, now the archaeologists, when they found out those rocks, they found out different information about our past. So that's all about this chapter. So these are the uses of minerals. Okay students, thank you.